In a potential NBA Finals matchup, the Raptors hosted the Lakers on Saturday, and it was clear that the battle between the starting fives tilted decidedly in one direction. And while Kyle Lowry's scoring and passing had a lot to do with it, alongside LeBron James's disinterest and Anthony Davis's passiveness, there was clearly an X factor. And if you didn't know about him before, allow me to introduce you to the OG Anunoby.
And the rest of the team, Adobe, 19 points, 87% shooting. No one expected that.
Despite James Worthy's attempt, by the end of this video, he will know OG's name. Anunoby not only had the unenviable position of guarding LeBron James on the one end, he filled it up with 23 points while missing only one shot on the other. From the outset, OG was not going to give LeBron a lot of room to work with, consistently picking him up in the backcourt with some light pressure. Remember, the Raptors defense is all about 5 fingers on a hand, and they do a great job to help contain and then recover to force the miss by JaVale. This led to OG's first score, as the Raptors run very basic motion offense, but watch how this Fred VanVleet flare screen leads to a switch. KCP is so far behind the play that it allows Lowry penetration right to the rim. While JaVale was there to contest, LeBron is just ball watching while his man is sliding in underneath to receive the nice pass from Lowry and lay it up without a contest from LeBron. In the low post, watch how OG is in a good stance and keeps his right hand up to block LeBron's vision, while also right there to contest the jumper. This pistol action on the right side allows Gasol to throw a beauty, which forces the defense into full scramble mode. They recover, but watch how well OG attacks on the catch right to the elbow, and this gorgeous spin move off one foot with the left off the glass, leaving AD in his dust. This is a long game for Anunoby, with the light pressure designed to eventually wear LeBron down. He makes LeBron work a little bit just to receive the ball, and almost gets the steal before a light foul at midcourt. To a coach, this is all perfect. Now, OG isn't going to be a creator in this offense, but the Raptors are excellent at penetrating and forcing defensive rotations. Having VanVleet and Lowry together puts pressure on the defense, instantly creating mismatches that Lowry exploits on the drive. Credit to the Lakers for recovering well, but Davis stunts too far over to Gasol, allowing Siakam to run and catch, giving him serious options. Lowry wide open in the corner or VanVleet wide open on the wing. One more pass to the corner gets OG an easy corner triple. Here, the light pressure in the backcourt actually forces the turnover. JaVale gets too aggressive trying to screen OG off of LeBron, and the Lakers lose the ball. OG does a lot of things that don't show up in the box score, like reading this pass perfectly and going for the steal. LeBron is forced to hold him to prevent the pick six, and it's another turnover he's forced that he doesn't get credit for in the stats. And it's the beginning of the visible mental frustration for LeBron. While his assignment was focused solely on LeBron, look at his instincts to sense Kuzma foundering, first by almost tripping over his own feet, but then, as VanVleet's pressure makes him turn his back, OG senses the opportunity to double, and he is rewarded with a steal. While LeBron eventually gets past Anunoby for the layup, look how much work he has to do, and then being met by Ibaka at the rim, this kind of effort needed to score can just wear a guy out. OG forces yet another turnover by shooting the gap on this pass to JaVale. Again, it doesn't get recorded as anything for OG, but you and I know. Here's a good example of a team defense that makes Toronto a favorite to get to the finals and win. The light pressure by OG doesn't let LeBron get going, then Gasol switches onto him in the pick and roll, doing a great job to contain. Siakam swipes, Lowry flies by, and perhaps this is already evidence that LeBron's focus is waning as he blows the layup. But to make matters worse, he hangs his head, does not sprint back on defense, so Anunoby jogs right to the rim, great pass by Lowry, and he gets an easy dunk, and probably should have been an and one, but KCP gets a little lucky.
Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here. Welcome to Beat Ball Breakdown. I am here with OG Anunoby, and we're going to talk a little bit about a couple moves you had against Phoenix the other night. And I thought you could walk us through a little bit about why you decided to do these kind of moves, and if you've been like posting up.
Yeah, I like to post up, especially if I have a mismatch. And then early in the game, sometimes they call plays for post-up, so I just try to be aggressive going to the rim.
So you're getting into it and you're going down the baseline. And can you just sort of describe a little bit about what happened with as you split your feet and then you kind of did almost like a step through, but it's tough defense. How do you battle that when it gets that tough like that?
Well, first of all, I tried to rip baseline, cut it off, so I span back, and then try to get him in the air.
Okay.
And then whichever way you jump, use either hand.
This next one we saw is another kind of a similar post-up. Now, you don't always get a lot of post-ups, so what do you think about this game that gave you a couple of these nice moves down low? What was different about this?
Oh, it just happened. We play free-flowing. We just look for mismatches and just attack the mismatch. This one came off. I was going to spin. He didn't pipe for it, so I just went up for a jumper.
And you felt like you probably had a height advantage a little bit so you can shoot?
And you had a height advantage so I could shoot over him. And then you had to fade a little bit, though, still, just in case there was any help defense around.
How often does that happen when you get down low and you feel like you have a size advantage, you just don't even care about what the defender's doing?
Usually I just try to get to the rim, but if I have to and I'm farther out, just shoot over him, work them all out.
You shoot a lot of threes, you get a lot of dunks. What feels better, making a three or hitting a dunk?
Probably making threes, so I work on it so much. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it. And don't forget, sports fans, at B-Ball Breakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You in? Are you in, OG?
Yeah, I'm in.
Check how he uses a bend but don't break approach here. First, no sliding as he turns and runs to keep in front of LeBron. Stopping him near the dotted line is a group effort, and then contesting a turnaround fadeaway into a miss. I want you to be aware of the consistent effort OG gives out the entire time. They run a nice back screen for him that should have been a ferocious alley-oop, but the pass was way off. However, notice that in getting back, they find Danny Green open in the corner, but it's OG, the guy who started behind everyone else, who has hustled back to contest this shot. Of course, it wasn't perfect, and LeBron did get by him a couple times for scores. But even here, he doesn't give up, tries to pressure the shot just in case, and clearly has LeBron frustrated and flustered. Plus, he takes advantage of LeBron being caught on the other side of the court by attacking quick and drawing 2 free throws on Anthony Davis with this nice spin move and shot fake. LeBron did have a short stretch where he started to wake up out of the doldrums. Good bump down by OG to take away the pass to Dwight and then close out to LeBron. Anytime you force a guy to shot fake, put the ball on the floor, and sidestep is a win for the defense, but tip your cap for the tough shot over OG's hand. And in a heat check, LeBron pulls up near the logo off the dribble. But look where OG is, right on top of him to contest this. LeBron hits it, but he's certainly not feeling free and easy. A quick look at defensive rotations. In a pick and roll situation like this, where there's penetration by the guard, the lowest player must rotate over and the farthest player splits the difference between the corner and the wing. This would be Waiters, and his responsibility would be to close out to the first pass. It doesn't happen, and OG is an elite shooter, getting a lick his thumb and check the wind, he's so wide open, three-pointer. OG constantly tries to help swipe at ball handlers, and yet still gets back to contest his man's three-point shot well. And LeBron's little hot streak is over. To make matters worse for him, Fred Kenyeet gets right into the lane in transition, forces LeBron to come over to help, and no one is left to get to OG, who makes the same shot again to retake the lead for the Raptors. OG also has great core strength, enabling him to battle LeBron and not be backed down in the post. He absorbs the battering ram, maintains his balance and chest open, and then gets off the ground to contest the shot into a miss. And the LeBron frustration meter is getting into the red. So much so that when he gets another chance down low, he doesn't try to engage, with a little help from Van Vliet, but then watch OG force yet another turnover he won't get credit for by getting in the way of this pass, causing Dwight to let it go out of bounds. Unfortunately, we couldn't see just how good he was at getting this steal because of the close-up on Masai Ujiri, but Davis can't recover and OG flies in for the slam, and the result of this game is starting to become clear. Even when the Lakers try to get Van Vliet onto LeBron, OG simply would not allow himself to get screened, and it leads to another turnover as they run at Caruso in the paint. OG won't let LeBron get deep post position, and when he tries to pop out for a three, he's right there, tapping on LeBron's fingers in the follow-through as he bricks another shot. And to cap off his great night, they get another run out on the fast break, and Fred Van Vliet throws the perfect lob, and OG puts the exclamation point on this game, and the Raptors have put the league on notice that this year's title is going to have to go through the defending champs. Now, if you want to know why Fred Van Vliet is on my favorite players list, Here's an interview I did with him just before the NBA shut down.
Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. I am honored to have Fred VanVleet on the show today to talk a little bit about how he plays. And the question I think I want to ask you first is, so many coaches like the way you play, and I'm wondering if you can give us some more insight into why coaches specifically just enjoy watching you.
I just try to play the game the right way. From an early age, I've always, been lucky enough to have good coaches in my life, and they taught me the game the right way and how to play, and play extremely hard on defense, make the right plays offensively, and then let your talent shine. So, for now, obviously, being in the league, every coach that's here is an excellent coach, and I just try to go out there and do what they ask of me first, and then outside of that is when you kind of let your instincts and your talents take over. So being in the right place at the right time and trying to make the right plays.
So you kind of feel like in this specific situation, the way the coaches are, they've allowed you to flourish in a way that, it must feel really good to do that.
Absolutely. They've given me a lot of freedom and trust to, not only do what they ask of me, but also, freestyle and kind of put my own twist on things. So I've been extremely lucky and blessed to be in the position that I'm in, and having coaches who and a franchise who believes in me and supports my game for sure.
What did you think about Coach Nurse going to the so much radical zone this year compared to other teams?
Well, that's him. He's an experimenter. He's not following any trends or just following what was before him. He's a free mind, and he tries different things, and he's got his own set of ideals and what he believes in, and we try to go out there and execute to the best of our ability. But a lot of stuff that we do works, so it doesn't help his brain any that it keeps working, and so we keep trying new stuff, and that way by the end of the year you have a lot of different things you can go to.
Last question. You hit a lot of threes. You set guys up with dimes. What feels better to you, setting a guy up or hitting the three?
It depends on the time of the game. But, from the beginning, I've always been a pass for a point guard. It's not until, recently that I've been more of a scorer. So I've always been a pass for a point guard my entire life, and I've kind of taken more of a scoring punch in the way the NBA is going now. Got to be able to score, but definitely setting up my teammates is what I love to do.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. I appreciate it. And don't forget, sports fans, at B-Ball Breakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You in? Are you in, Fred?
Yes, sir.